can we not just enjoy movies? Can we not just have a good time when we sit down with the lights dim, with our popcorn, with the sound cranked up? Can we not just enjoy ourselves when we watch a movie? That is what reigned through my gray matter for this entire episode of the 31 Days of Dread, the 2024 edition. Guys, girls, ghouls, and ghosts, thank you for joining me. I'm happy to bring this movie to you guys, mostly because it got trashed on the interwebs. People hate this movie. This movie got crapped on. Why? I don't know. We don't know how to have fun anymore. So I'm going to talk to you about Terror. This is a movie about, fortune telling, fortune reading. We got a bunch of good looking Hollywood kids and a goofy dude from the MCU that we can recognize and relate to because he's lovable. He's a lovable fool. Well, they're going to fight against a cursed deck of cards that told their fortunes. And we have some great character designs. We have some wild deaths. We have great atmosphere. It's well shot. It's a lot of fun. But people hate this movie, so let's go. It's October, and it's time for the 31 Days of Dread. This is where you get one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. That's how much we love horror. That's how much we love Halloween on the Film Buff Podcast. And here's the crazy thing. This is the longest running horror event in all of podcasting. So get ready. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to scare our socks off. And yes, we're going to be grabbing some candy. Maybe some cereal. Let's go. Here's another movie. I just, a week's worth of YouTubers trashed Terror. It's directed by Spenser, Cohen, and Anna Halberg. Based on the book Horoscope by Nicholas Adams. I don't know why. I usually don't go into the items that these movies are based on. Who cares if this is based on the book or not, right? I mean, I guess for credit reasons. The movie, you guys want to know how to make money in Hollywood? You make a movie like this. You make a movie like this for $8 million. AKA Padders. $8 million is a goal. You can reach this on crowdfunding. You can raise $8 million via crowdfunding. Box office, $49.1 million. The internet hates this movie. Here's the funny thing. As I'm watching this, and I'm watching it with the babe, with the fiance, perfectly set mood. I even lit 2 candles because we kind of get into... I'd like to set the stage when I watch horror movies. I need to be sucked in. So... we need a setting. We need a little bit of atmosphere, just like if we went into a movie theater. And we're watching this movie, and it's scary. It's scary from the get-go. It's creepy. Is the explanation, is the exposition perfect? Did we see it coming? Did we see it's a cursed deck of cards coming? Right? Did we see that these kids were going to play with powers that they don't understand? But this movie's great. It's fun. And I'm watching this movie, and we're getting sucked in. I'm watching us getting sucked into this flick because it's there. I keep saying it's atmospheric. I love the way that this movie was shot. I like the music. Joseph Bashira, give him a ton of credit. And I'm watching this movie, and kind of like in the back of my mind, I'm formulating this other what if hypothetical scenario. And it's this. If we were to swap everything out and put this movie back 20, even 30 years ago, even like, let's just say we put this movie right smack in the middle of the 80s, 1985, and this movie gets released, it's straight to DVD, gets a goofy box art cover, the character designs not quite there, right? The atmosphere not quite there because we don't have the resources, the way how things were shot, what the filmmakers could do back in the mid 80s that weren't major films, right? And then later, this movie would just be like a schlock fest. It would just be infinitely made fun of, may get like a separate, different life because of that. Because people like maligning this movie. They like bashing this movie. And it would be something else. And this movie comes, right? Let's just say that idea got updated and transferred to today, because we've seen this plot before. So technically, this movie could be a remake. And we put it in today's hands. Today's talent, today's filmmakers, today's technology. And it spits this movie out. At what point could you make a movie like this where people liked it? Because they wouldn't have liked it in the 80s. They're not going to like it now. But it's doing pretty well on Netflix. I saw it trending a couple times. You know, that might be a curated list. I don't know. But I saw it trending. This movie made money in an age of declining theater experience. Right? Like, it's just theaters just aren't there. They really haven't recovered from COVID. And we get this girl in this movie. What's her name? Avantika. She's from Mean Girls. I think it's on Peacock. There's like a Mean Girls remake or update or continuation. And that's a fun movie. I watched that. This girl's a babe. I just love her screen presence. I think she looks amazing on camera. She just, again, has like a Hollywood look. She has a death scene in this movie where she gets cut in half. She gets sawed in half. Her name is Paige, right? And this scene is so visceral and scary and just creepy, because you can tell you're in another world, and there's people accepting this level of torture that they're on stage, because she's like this magician's like helper, assistant girl. But she gets put in the box and she gets sawed in half. And it's not overly gory or bloody, but it is there. I would say every single one of these deaths is there. The first one, the girl gets killed by a ladder. Like, you know, one of the ones that go up into the attic. That's maybe the worst death in this whole movie. But that, even there, has good gore, great creature design. Maybe you're not into what the death is, but you can watch all of the Nightmares and all of the Fridays, even all of the Texas Chainsaws at this point, even the Halloweens, and you're not going to agree with every single death. You're just not. I love the character design in this movie. I love the creature design in this movie. I like the atmosphere. I think this movie's goofy, fun, lighthearted. It's got a ton of tropes, but guide me through the movie. Tropes, guide me. The end credit sequence, I want to say, like, I don't know how well this stuff's documented, but it seems like the guys behind Suicide Squad, the Jared Leto and the Will Smith Suicide Squad, the people who did that title sequence and credits might have done this one. The credit sequence is awesome. And you know what's great? We end the curse. Could have been a better monologue and direction to end the curse. 100%. It's not quite there. But we end the curse. And we buy it. And guess what? We move on. And there's no gotcha at the end. Everyone lives. And they drive off. And the goofy kid that we didn't want to die, that we kind of assumed was dead off screen, he's back. And it's okay. We accept it. I don't know, AKAPADers. I enjoyed this movie. I recommend it. the 31 Days of Dread stands up for another finely produced movie. Tarot. Catch you guys later. AKAPADers, thank you for joining me for another episode of the 31 Days of Dread. We have been dedicated to horror for a long time on this feed, on this podcast. If you guys want to know more about everything we do here, go to akapad.com. From there, you can navigate to the 31 Days of Dread. We have a dedicated landing page that goes through all the years of the 31 Days of Dread, and we also have a directory that jumps you to any movie that we've done. So you can just look up the movie by name, you can go to the directory, it's all alphabetical, and you can just explore. And that's the intent, and that's why we're so into the 31 Days of Dread, because no one's done this. No one has put this much time, this much thought and effort into American horror and international horror, and we love it. Horror is the future of American cinema. Horror right now is holding up American cinema, and I'm so thankful for it. So I'm hoping that you can extend yourself, explore, and continue the conversation. akapad.com. Thanks, guys.